I give them 80 types and 80 things or titles. They keep choosing this title. So actually, you know what? What happened now? In China, in Korea, in Japan, there are so many young people committed suicide because they use only one side of your brain. And now I'm talking to you in front of the future economists. You're using only one side. Sometimes you know that music is magic, but you don't have time to listen to music. Even your earphone, the plug, you use the lecture or everything. And your brain now getting crazy of mathematics and economy. And that's what I heard from Professor Iwan Teasis. And this is nothing new about me. Nothing new about this. Now, you forgot that every man, I mean my dissertation actually, it's just about the globe. People just divided by two. Those who've been brought up, raised in the north part of the globe, the final decision always came out from mindset. On the contrary, those who've been brought up in the south part of the globe, they were decided by the mood set. Mind and mood cannot work together. If you start to calculate, you lose your mood to play with your cats, with your children, with your siblings, with your friends, even you don't feel hungry. Because you are using your mind. Mood is already a weakness. But if you use your mood, you fall in love, you don't calculate. You fall in love with your hobby, for example, a camera, whatever. Or you spend lots of money. You bela in. And you don't calculate. Because you are driven by your mood. And between these two ends is another end. Mouth. That you can differentiate, which is which. I'm Indonesian. But I've been brought up many years, like Professor Iwan. More than 4 decades in the north. So this is modern. This is what this is, very gentlemen. But my Korean friends, my Japanese friends, who converted to become Brazilian, Indonesian, Venezuelan, the casing, the body are from the north. They look Japanese, but when we deal business with them, they are not my person, mood. And that's my dissertation. One day, if I do, I'll try to clarify this. But then, we go straight away now with the creativity. Let me just play this piano, and you just close your eyes, or you can see my fingers, and you listen. Which one actually is strongly working with you? Is it your mind or your mood? Let me see. feel? Are you thinking? Were you thinking, or you are enjoying the music? Tell me, who was thinking more than feeling of the essence of the music? Who did use your thoughts? Professor Abid Salim. Why? You know why? Because he has already got flying ants. Jam terbang sudah banyak. To differentiate, he was not willing to get trapped by the mood. And that's it. But you were all trapped. So, economists can be easily maneuvered by the politician in this country. Very easy. I'm going to give you the mapping, please. And of course the stepping, not only the mapping. But I'm not going to put the spoon to your mouth one by one. You have to think it over. As soon as you leave this auditorium, you open, you get the soft copy or hard copy from the moderator, then you can just, start it out. Can I have the first slide, please? Yes, thank you. Let me just keep. May I have the title, please? From the number one. Yeah. Listen. Give it a scenario. And we see. Lifelong learning process. For me, life in such an endless journey of learning and testing, like sandwich, never be apart one to another. It always one set. Ujian dan pelajaran menjadi satu, tidak dihilir sekaligus. You have your grandchildren, you have your lover, you have your son-in-law, your daughter got married, you have lots of fun. It's all actually learning and testing. Till the end of your breath. Next, please. This is the first one. Now, this is again for the economists, for the future economists. From the faculty of ilmu budaya, it's easy to digest, but not for those who always occupy their left brain. Remember this. If you are chosen in the ministry of cabinet, or maybe the CEO of the leading company, or the smaller, or whatever, this is actually the rule of the game, but I would prefer to talk about number is the creativity. Next. Lots of students in the high school, in the college, in Seoul, Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, Beijing, they commit suicide. I want to tell you, because the government pushed their children like a robot. Work. You know, your Samsung change every year, just like fashion, like a fashion week. Every year is changing, not like haute couture, one for all, for the rest of your life, except you have to change your coffin. This is one. I'm not going to, you read this at home, right? Okay, or just by the lakeside. Number two, yes. Why do you need creativity? Because the creativity badly needed by the government, by the nations, by your company, your future company, even your future family, your current family. You need this. Look, number one is the quality. It's the creativity. You have to create. China has already chosen two different, kind of quality with the discrimination of prices. Number two, rapidity, accuracy, comfortability, availability. This is for KKK, for creativity. Next, please. Yeah. Look, I said crazy. Doing the same thing in the same way with the same thinking style. Listen, thinking style is not your God, mind you. Drop it. You have to give empathy. That's the Professor Iwan Jayasis yesterday just said. Number one is the key is empathy. Indeed. And this is a thing is on the different era, different challenges, yet expects improvement and great success is totally crazy. That means every day is a new you, is a new me. Harry Darsono yesterday is already gone. And I'm not going to live my yesterday back as a zombie. It's already history of my story. But today is a new me, new you, and yesterday and tomorrow will be new us. And this is the nation. Now, please, next. So, the future of the nation is no longer in the hands of young generation. I don't give a damn whether you are young or old. I'm young. I'm a boy with 67 years of experience. And I'm going to copy the Professor Emil Stalin. Say this to the mirror when you are looking at yourself. No matter you are orang Indonesia or orang Inggris atau orang hutan. This is the young generation by much, but listen, but very much determined by bloody creativity. Only this, my goodness, if you don't create, listen, this nation, you've been creating lots of, things like creating new curriculum, creating fashion, creating products, creating them, but you forgot how to create markets. So drop it. Don't create anything. Let other people create things. You do the salesmanship. I want us from now, from this very moment, we have to encourage our salesmanship. We need this badly. Look at the Pakistani. The economic growth so fast because they know who's going to create products, who's going to create this, who's going to create that, and who's going to create markets. Like the Turkish, like the Spanish. They survive. What about us? Do it now or never. Next. Now, the willingness. Let me see. Ada kemauan, ada willingness. Learn. Listen to me. Would you please look at me? So many generations in this nation always learn. Seek the books for the successful story. Drop it. Their success is not ours. Learn from mistake, darling. The mistake of your brother-in-law, or maybe your parents, and maybe your presidents, or maybe the Caesar, the Tsar Nicholas I from Russia, or maybe any dynasty, emperor from China, or maybe the fall of Majapahit, the fall of Roman Empire. So many. That's the content of knowledge science for humanity. Don't get dazzled. Jangan silau with the successful story. Because at the end, the book will say, vote me. So this, learn from mistake. And number two, change. If you don't change your perception, you don't give empathy to others, you are very poor creation. Because you can only see this piano only from this angle. What about the other angle that these two gentlemen can really see different angle? Or maybe those the lighting people you can see from the back of the horse, or maybe the belly of the horse, or maybe the tail, whatever, or the nose is getting distortion. You have to move on. And you have to study, you have to learn what other people's perception will tell. And that's number two. Number three, reform. I have already heard that this nation has already entered the era of reformation. Listen, I have already heard that this nation has already entered a decade ago in the era of reformation. But what is the reformation? What is the reform? Still the same, only few changes. And last but not least, create. If you don't create friendship, like Kartini did writing the notes, the letter, and can really grant the fund, lots of funding, the money to support his, her dream, to make it happen, because that's create friendship and create market. No matter who you are you a general in army, or you are a housewife, or you are a priest, even the priest, they have to know how to convey, how to sell the holy verses, not to sell by money, but how to convey, how to convey the message. That's number one. Only these four, only one choice, or die. Thank you. Next. I don't want to read this, but at least you can really see. Those only with high IQ are creative. No, it's totally wrong. Creative comes from not IQ, not EQ, not SQ, but a part of the SQ. SQ is like a part of a set, and the ingredient, we call that adversity quotient. Adversity. Kecerdasan di dalam keterpurukan. Let me just, convey this in bahasa. Adversity. If you don't have adversity, believe me. So this is actually life. Remember when you were just born? Number one is, you have to be slapped, then you cry. That's already life. If you don't cry, no living sign. Okay? So this is it now. This is in bahasa. Well, umur 40. It's not creative. I don't believe it. Just look at the founder of KFC, or Teboto, or Sampurna, or maybe, I don't know, J.K. Rowling. They were not young. So creativity is never expired. Next. Okay, I make it fast. This is the one that I just show you. The bigger your mind, the weaker your mood, or the other way around. Vice versa. So you can really tell which is which by another M between I and M. So remember, one day I'd like to convey this, my Ph.D. research on the globe of people who's been brought up in the north of the globe, determined by this. Next. Mind is just need or not. Mood is just like and dislike. We Indonesian, we know, we calculate already. We are going to graduate from this prestigious college, Universitas Indonesia, and finally you decide everything by your mood, and that's not professional. That's a hobbyist. Next. This, of course, it doesn't work in any other field except in fashion. Fashion is just only the packaging, not the content. Thank you. Next. Now, this is how the politicians, the political party will encourage you, to drag you, to maneuver you in their way. As a psychologist, for 47 years, I have to do this, the mapping. Sometimes not smart, but the other way around. Like our friend, Ph.D, to make you not smart, to make you angry. And that's also, there are not only 2 ways, more than 47 ways how to create problem. Like this music, only 7 notation, 7 notes, and also the in between. But this will create trillion songs. So actually, I can maneuver people how to be angry, how to be laughing and caring. It depends on me. But my intention. If I can do that, why not the 24 hours professional politician? They do it by all means. So be ready now to follow this next. Please. Silakan. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this. You can just read. Next one, please. Yeah. If you have the creativity, you create something. For example, when I was mute for 23 years, then I want to do something, but I could not. So I decided to commit suicide or bunuh diri 4 times. But actually, this is the mapping. But actually, the blockage, the obstacle of your creativity is no longer from outside. It's all internal. Let me just carry on. Yes. The individual. Number 1 is perceptual blocks. That's why we have the word of musyawarah. M for musyawarah. If you cannot achieve the mufakat, then another M. Momento or maklum. Nanti dulu. Yeah. Because you cannot push your luck. Wait and patient. But you should have another strategy. But each strategy consists of many tactics. Tactics cannot just, translate what tactics means. Tactics means trap and tricks. If you talk to your children, you talk to your girlfriend, your fiancé, you use this tactic. It works. And it gives you nervous, but it's okay. There is achievement. I'm going to live with her. Right? And that's 2. Cultural blocks. Listen. What is it, the cultural blocks? It never happened in East Java. It never happened in North Sumatra. It never happened in Manado. It never happened in East Indonesia. Because we, from the East, we never have this. What you say, what you think, you just speak it out. For example, waduh, sorry, it sounds very vulgar, but this is an expression. Jancok ayu ni. Of course, in Betawi, in Betawian, we said, gila lu sukses, gila baby. But doesn't it gila? It's an expression of admiration. Okay, so this is actually what I call this actually from the era of Orde Baru when I was in France for many years. Then I continued my study in England. And one day, my parents said, children, let's have a family gathering. Our younger sister was in Switzerland, so we have a New Year's Eve there.